Is everybody thankful to be here in the house of the Lord? Say amen. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for coming to East Liverpool First Church of the Nazarene. My name's Pastor Matt, and I am dressed down this morning, and we'll get into that. But I love working with our kids and our youth. We were yesterday we were at the quiz meet. It was a dual quiz meet for both the kids and the teens. They had a good time, but we'll get into that in just a moment. But that's why I'm supporting them this morning. We got t-shirts, so that's why I'm dressed down this morning, okay? So don't worry about that. I'll dress up next week. Is that okay for you? But if you have your bulletins, will you raise your bulletin high and put it in the sky? This is how I do announcements. Say, this is my bulletin. And I will read it. Because it has important things that I need to know. If you do that, you will know everything that is going on in the church. Amen? Just read this bulletin. And Wayne does a good job, but this is how I do my announcements. And so if you see me ask you to raise your bulletin, it's to remind you that we don't just print paper to print paper. Amen? We ask you that you would read it so you know what's going on. Amen? So, also, Kim's going to come up and talk about the quiz meet from yesterday.
Malcolm and Owen and Declan and Max is unable to be here today. Is Sean here today? I don't see Sean in the congregation. Jay, I know you're busy with the broadcast, but if you could click over to some of the pictures from yesterday while we bring some of our quizzers. We actually have a bunch of quiz kids. We have a blue team for children's quiz. We quizzed yesterday. We have a red team, which is Chloe and Jace, but they were involved with Relay for Life yesterday, which was an excellent thing to be involved with. So they're not going to quiz their first quiz until, I believe, November. But I want to recognize what these kids did yesterday. And we have a teen quiz group, which is Owen and Malkin and Sean Davison, but I don't see him today. So let me tell you some of the things that we did. First of all, our teen quiz is quizzing in the book of Acts in the New Testament. And we have a team of 3 right now. And what they do is they compete against other teams from other churches in what we call jump seats. So they have little quiz buzzers that they sit on, and they have to jump if they know the answer and complete those answers. It's a lot like looking at a game show. And then they have actually a bracket at the afternoon where it's a double elimination. And I'm really proud of our quiz team of 3 guys who never quizzed team before they were going up against 5 other teams with 4 and 5 members. they made it to the championship elimination, and they got second. How about that? It was awesome. And for the very first time, Owen quizzed out. And for those of you who don't know what that means you can, is it a maximum of 5 questions or 4? A maximum of 4 questions you are allowed to answer, and then you're done, and your team has to carry the rest of the game. Owen quizzed out, and that's a big honor for the first time yesterday. Well done. And then they also have individual standings for the kids, for each individual kid, and according to how many answers that you did correctly and if you quizzed out. And Malkin got second out individually for the whole day. So, and then for children's quiz, which is a way to prepare for teen quiz, this is where the kids, they're studying 1st and 2nd Samuel. So our children's quiz team is studying the Old Testament. And they have quiz boxes with cards, and you've probably seen us demonstrate that before, where they have 4 or 3 possible answers, and they have to listen very carefully and then put the correct answer up. Matt Llewellyn, who could not be here today because his mother's not feeling well, so he's home with her. He got 3rd place. Max Llewellyn, well done. And Declan did his best so far that he's done. He got 2nd place yesterday. And then, of course, we have our red team who is going to quiz for the first time in November, Jace and Chloe. And when they get their, she's waving at me, when they get their quiz done in November, we'll tell you about their results. So keep praying for our kids. They're wonderful. Oh, and I do need to mention, even though Sean is not here, he joined halfway through the beginning of the season. And he answered his first question right to support the team, and we were all cheering for him. We were so proud of him. So, Sean, if you're watching online, congratulations for getting your first question right. Way to go. So we are very proud of these young men and women in the Younger Quiz team, and just be praying for them. They're doing a wonderful job. Thanks.
We're going to do something. We're going to do something different this morning. I'm trying to get down here. I would like all the kids to come to me, even the teens, because we're going to do something cool. I'm going to talk to you for a little bit. And don't do this all the time, but I love talking to our kids. So if you guys can come down and meet me over here. You guys can sit, and I'm going to read you a story. Do you guys like stories? I'm too close to the monitor. That's not going to work. Okay. Well, I'm going to use another microphone. Yeah, if I can have it here. Maybe that'll work. You guys can have a seat. Have a seat. Yeah. Is it working? Nope, not working. Try it again. Is it working now? There we go. All the kids. Do you guys like stories?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like children's stories?
A little bit.
That give a little life lesson? Don't sit on the altars, please. They sit on the floor. Because we honor God here, and we want to respect the altar for prayer. Okay? It's not a seat. Okay? So do you guys know the story, The Little Engine That Could?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you know The Little Engine That Could. Well, did you know that this story was written for you to know the Good Samaritan story? Did you know that? Did any adults know that the little engine that could was written so that children understood the Good Samaritan? I'm going to read the story, and when my kids were, well, I have one of my kids here with me.
I'm representing.
He's representing, yes. I would read the story with voices. Do you guys like voices? So, bear with me, adults. You're going to love it. Okay? Little engine that could. Narrated by your pastor. Chug, chug, chug. Puff, puff, puff. Ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the track. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled with good things for boys and girls. Raise your hand if you're a boy and a girl. Yes, good. And there were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls. Dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, and dolls with brown eyes and brown bob heads. And the funniest little toy clown you ever did see. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknifes, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys and girls could want. But that's not all. There's more. Some of the cars were filled with sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles with creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops and lollipops for after-meal treats. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things for good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed merrily along. Then all of a sudden, she came to a jerk, and she could not move another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels would not turn. And there were good little things for the boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. What are we going to do with the wonderful toys to play with and good food to eat? Here came a shiny new engine, said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. Let's ask him for help. So the dolls and the toys cried out, and will you say this to me? Please. Please. You're the kids. Please.